Hello, my name's Stephen. From the far north reaches of the Arctic in Canada, from the missionary work of a married couple was birthed a Bible called the New Life Version. In an earlier video we had a look at the easy-to-read Bible with its limited vocabulary and simplified grammar. And in this one, we're looking at another Bible that is very similar. It has limited vocabulary, but it was birthed out of the work of Gleason and Catherine Ledyard, who were missionaries in the Inuit in far north Canada back in the 1950s. The Ledyards, they realized that the work that they were doing there amongst the Inuit people, the First Nation population there in Canada, they did not always speak English very fluently or could not read it very easily. And so they would try different Bibles and they found that they didn't work with them. And so they decided, well, let us simplify the Bible. And they came up with this New Life Version. It has a limited vocabulary of 850 words, not including the proper names throughout the Bible. And this was done to make the text easier to read and to understand, and a goal that the Ledyards felt was not adequately met by the existing English translations of the Bible. Now, if we have a look here on the map, and we show here in the northern part, we have Canada, and down to the south, we have the United States. And up here in the territory of the Nunavut, we have a region that the Ledyards, the missionaries, went to when their missionary work. And it was an area called the Magoose River. I'm not sure that's how you pronounce it, but called the Magoose River. And so it's up here in an isolated area. The only way to get in, I guess, would be by boat. And if you have a look at today's, in this small town here or village called Arviat, they have an airport where people can fly in. And it's interesting too, they have a road now which runs up to where they did missionary work here at Magoose River. Here on this 2013 article, there's a special news thing where they said that many people from the Arviat headed out this past weekend to Magoose River, about 20 kilometers from the community, for the Magoose River celebration, honoring the first missionaries, Gleason and Catherine Ledyard, who ministered to Inuit at Magoose River during the 1950s. You can actually buy the New Life Version online, and in more particular these days, it seems to be geared more for children. We have a look at that a bit later on. But you can actually read it on the BibleGateway.com. Let's just have a look at what the BibleGateway.com says about the New Life Version. Here on this particular page, they say that the New Life Version, available since 1969, continues to be the most readable and most understandable Bible without sacrificing accuracy. It is not a paraphrase or man's idea of what the Bible says. Truths expressed in the original are in no way violated. Leading clergy from most denominations endorse and approve its use. This unique translation is gender correct, the same as the King James Version. All pronouns referring to the deity are capitalized. Short sentences are used with the subject usually preceding the predicate. No contractions are used. Many paragraphs are preceded with captions which summarize the content. There are no confusing footnotes. No obscene words are used in the text. Most Old Testament quotations in the New Testament are followed by references. Most words are limited to one meaning, a must for new readers and the people learning English as a second language. For example, to read that Paul stood before the court could mean that Paul stood up first and then the court stood up. New Life text would read that Paul stood in front of the court. The wording, a great storm came up, is never used. The word great is reserved for something good. Other examples that make the New Life text easier to read to most unchurched people are the words that being saved means from physical danger or death. The words in the New Life text are being saved from punishment of sin, thus clarifying and preserving the important meaning. In John 3:17, it says, "For God did not send his Son into the world to say it is guilty, he sent his Son so that the world might be saved from the punishment of sin by him. Interesting to note too that distances, measures, and money are stated in such a way that they can be understood internationally. For example, dollars, gallons, and miles are not used in many countries. It says here in Luke 15:8, what if a woman has 10 silver pieces of money and loses one of them? Notice pieces of money rather than silver, gold or coins or denarius. In John 2:6, 6 water jars were there. Each one held about 1/2 barrel of water. And in Luke 24, the same day, 2 of his followers were going down to the town of Emmaus. It was about a 2-hour walk from Jerusalem. And so it was a length of time that the people could relate to. So how then does the New Life Version compare to this easy English Bible that we had a look at recently in another video? I won't compare it to the King James or New International because they are written more for older grade students who know how to read English. But the New Life Version, as I said, is predominantly used by missionaries and those who are working with people with limited English. Let's just have a look at a couple of verses and we'll see how they compare with one another. So here we are on this particular page. We're looking at the New Life Version, Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 through to verse 8. In the beginning, God made from nothing the heavens and the earth. The earth was an empty waste, and darkness was over the deep waters. And the Spirit of God was moving over the top of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw that the light was good. He divided the light from the darkness. Then God called the light day, and he called the darkness night. There was evening, there was morning, one day. Then God said, "Let there be an open space between the waters. Let it divide waters from waters." God made the open space and divided the waters under the open space from the waters above the open space. And it was so. And God called the open space heaven. There was evening and there was morning, the second day. That's how compared to the Easy English Bible. In the beginning, God made the heavens and the earth. The earth was without shape and it was empty. Deep water covered the earth and everywhere was dark. The Spirit of God moved above the water. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that the light was good. He caused the light and the dark to be separate. God called the light day, he called the night dark night. Evening passed, then it was morning. That was the first day. And God said, "A wide space will appear between the waters, and so the waters will be in 2 separate places." So God made this wide space. He made the water under the space separate from the water that was above it. And what God said happened. And God called the wide space sky. Evening passed, then it was morning. That was the second day. So as you can see, there is some difference. It's interesting too, in the first verse here, in the beginning, God made from nothing the heavens and the earth in the New Life Version. I haven't been able to find any other version, maybe you are able to see it, that uses that expression that God made from nothing the heavens and the earth. And it is simplified it, short sentences, as they said, easy to read. Let's look at another passage over in John chapter 3, verses 16 to 18. In the New Life Version, it says, "For God so loved the world, he gave his only Son. Whoever puts his trust in God's Son will not be lost, but will have life that lasts forever. For God did not send his Son into the world to say it is guilty. He sent his Son so the world might be saved from the punishment of sin by him. Whoever puts his trust in his Son is not guilty. Whoever does not put his trust in him is guilty already. It is because he does not put his trust in the name of the only Son of God." And then we have the Easy English Bible. God loved the people in the world so much that he gave his one and only Son to save them. As a result, everyone who believes in the Son will not die. Instead, they will live forever with God. God did not send his Son into the world because he wanted to punish people. He sent his Son to save the people in the world from punishment. God will not punish anyone who believes in his Son. But if people refuse to believe in the Son, God has already decided that he must punish them. They have not believed in God's one and only Son. And so you can see that with the New Life Version, with the number of only 800 odd words that they have in their vocabulary, they've simplified it even more than the English, Easy English Bible. So where can you get a hold of the New Life Version? Well, if we have a look here at Amazon.com, we can see some of the books that are available. Here on this Amazon.com page, we see that we have a couple of Kindle versions, the Holy Bible, Old and New Testament, picked up for $8.99, and also another one there. And then we have the Bible for Brave Boys New Life Version, put out by the Barber staff or the Barber Publishing House. It seems that the Barber Publishing have taken over the New Life Version, including it in their Bibles. We have the Bible Promise Book, the 1 Minute Bible for Kids, the Brave Boys Devotional Bible, Teen Study Bible with the New Life Version, the Courageous Girls Devotional Bible, the Holy Bible New Life Version, which I presume would be for adults in more particular, a paperback. And then it goes on with looking at those. But another place over in the Barber Publishing website, under the New Life Version, we see that they have things called the Devotional Bible for Kids, other ones here for the New Life Version for kids. And so they have put out a lot for the younger audience, the younger people, so that they can actually read the Bible in a simplified version and simplified way. So that's just a short summary or some quick look at the New Life Version, which was birthed out of missionary activity, missionary work by the Ledyards people there in northern Canada. A harsh place to be a missionary, a harsh place to minister to people, where I'm sure that many of the Inuits came to know Jesus as their Lord and Savior. And out of it came the New Life Version, a simplified Bible, easy to read, short sentences. Check it out. Have you ever come across it before? If you have, make comments down below. But if you want to read it more, you can either buy a Kindle maybe online, or you can actually go to, as I said earlier, the Bible Gateway to read it online, or the different versions there yourself. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share so more people may see it. And until next time, God bless.